16 million men and women served in uniform in World War II. And it's not an exaggeration to say that those men and women helped save the world, and it made our country safe for our freedoms and democracy. So they are absolutely heroes.
It was in that spirit that the Honor Flight Network was born. It all began in 2005 with 12 World War II veterans from Ohio.
The mission of the Honor Flight Network is to get America's veterans from any era to Washington, D.C. to visit the memorials and monuments that were built to honor their sacrifice and service.
The idea spread like wildfire, and today there are more than 100 Honor Flight hubs in 41 states.
It's just our opportunity to say thank you and to welcome them home and say, job well done.
Last month, the Virginia hub took 89 veterans to Washington for the day. We talked with two of them a week before the trip. Preble and Isabel Staver of Norfolk, Virginia are both World War II veterans. When they met in Philadelphia during the war, he was already enlisted in the Marines.
That's a callow youth, still wet behind the ears.
Wet behind, okay.
I thought, what did I get myself into? But I mean, the war's a war. We knew we'd eventually go.
Preble's service inspired Isabel to enlist as well, as a nurse.
I decided it would be nice to go in the Navy and serve my country too.
But marriage would have to wait. In February 1945, the 5th Marine Division landed on Iwo Jima and for 36 days fought one of the fiercest, bloodiest battles of World War II. Preble was with them.
It was hell. The whole landscape was nothing but volcanic ash. Boy, they tore them up on the beach. Well, you're under great tension, under great pressure, you're under gun bar. You're there. That's your job. You do what you have to do.
He was also witness to what later became one of the most famous images in war history.
So I look up there and there's a flag. You knew everything was going to be all right.
Preble was awarded the Bronze Star for his artillery field work on Iwo Jima.
You wonder how you got singled out. We're all there. We're all doing our job. So you're humble. Call me humble.
After the war and years of writing letters, Preble and Isabel married in 1946. Now, 67 years later, the Stavers, along with the other veterans and volunteers, boarded buses for mission number 10. At ODARC 30, family, military staff, even high school ROTC members came out to cheer the veterans on. The first stop of the day was the Korean War Memorial, dedicated in 1995.
It's a monument to those that served with me.
Great to be here and think about your fellow men that can't be here.
Yep. They're the real heroes.
Then they visited the World War II Memorial, dedicated in 2004.
When that memorial was completed, the estimate was that 75% of those veterans who had served in World War II had already passed away. And I think they really take that to heart because they're representing all of their friends and all of the people that they fought next to.
Senator Bob Dole was there to greet his fellow veterans. Young service members came out to greet the veterans too.
Something I wish every service member, every person in general could do.
These type of things, they won't be able to go on forever. This is a fading piece of history, and it's important that we're here to document it, and we're here to honor it, and we're here to make sure that we remember where we came from.
And for those who served in that war,
the impact of the World War II Memorial, and I'm World War II, was massive. It was brought down into a very personal thing because they have listed the major battles that I was in Europe.
Well, it's tremendous. It's awesome to see all the veterans, to see all the public, and the respect they show. Unbelievable.
Each of the veterans was assigned a volunteer or guardian to help them along the journey.
Being a retired Navy myself, it's such an honor to be able to be a part of the honor flight. The veterans are precious and they have sacrificed so much for us to be able to even be here.
Next came the Iwo Jima Memorial. A giant statue of the iconic flag raising was dedicated in 1954. Then, at Arlington National Cemetery, they had a front row seat for the changing of the guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Arlington has special meaning for the Stavers. Their son Whitney, a Vietnam veteran, is buried there. So is Mr. Staver's brother, Hugh. Their last stop was at the National Museum of the Marine Corps, opened in 2006. The immersion exhibits let visitors see, hear, feel, and even smell what battles were like. Maggie Young, who is 98.5 years young, was a stateside Army supply officer during World War II.
We were all very concerned. We were losing the war to begin with, you know, and that was scary.
Then on the ride home, something very special took place. Mail call. Every one of the veterans received letters of appreciation from family, friends, and even school kids. Finally, the end of a very long, very meaningful day. For the men and women who served our country so well, it's one they'll never forget.
We know we need each other. We really do. It's just been a real happy day.
Wouldn't have missed it. Speechless. That's not like me.